Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
What's up guys, I'm Andy from 1A Auto. Today I'm going to show you how to remove and reinstall an intercooler in this 2007 Mini Cooper S. Whether yours is bad or you're going to upgrade to a performance one, I hope this video helps you out. As always, if you need parts for your vehicle, click the link in the description and head over to 1aauto.com. You use a trim tool, take these clips off.
Hold on.
Sure.
And point out there's 4 clips across top of the grill.
I'm going to use a trim tool. I'm going to take these 4 clips off on top of the grill. Just pry up on the center part and then the rest will come out. Pull those out. And pull the grill out a little bit. There's a little tab in here. I'm going to push down on this with a screwdriver. You need to like push it in a little bit. Let's see. Just like that. Then in the center is the same thing. Use a long screwdriver. Just push in on the tab. Oops. Just like that. And then on the end, it comes out. These tabs just have to be pushed in. And the grill slides right out. We're going to raise our vehicle up so we can access underneath a little bit easier. You can do this on the ground. It'll be easier if you raise the front of the vehicle up a little bit. We're going to remove these Torx screws. There's one on each side. This one right here and one over here. I'll use a T25 socket, extension, and a ratchet. Pull those out. Next, I'm going to take these 3 retainer clips out. I'll use a trim tool. Pull the center part of it out first to release it. And pull the rest of the clip out. Do the same for the other 3. I'm going to remove some of these clips right here. I'm going to use a Phillips head screwdriver. I can unscrew the center portion. If I go in there gently, unscrew it, and then I can pull the push clip out. Do the same for this one. Sometimes they get a little corroded. Just hold the clip. And I can pull it right out, just like that. I can pull this inner fender well out a little bit. Actually, I can pull this little cover off. That'll give me a little more room here. Pull that out of the way. There's a connector right here that needs to be disconnected. Just push on the tab. There's a little lock. You just push down on the lock. Try to wiggle the connector out. There we go. So I used a pick just to disconnect this connector. This thing was on there pretty good. Just pushing down on the lock tab wasn't doing it. I just went in underneath here, released the lock, disconnected that. Take my trim tool, I'm gonna remove this clip. Right here, pull that out. Clip. There's a clip right here, probably in the back of this. I'm gonna use my 90-degree pick to get this started. Pry that out a little bit. And I'll use the trim tool. Pull that clip out. I'm gonna unplug this connector right here, push down on the lock, pull the connector out. I'm gonna grab this part of the fender flare and pull it out, just like that. I'm gonna pull this out a little bit. I'm just gonna use a T25. I'm gonna take this Torx screw out. Now this side of the bumper is loose, and I'm gonna do the same for the other side. Disconnect these bulbs. I'm gonna squeeze these two locks, disconnect the fog light bulb. And then to disconnect this other marker bulb, just push down on the lock and pull out the connector. All right, now that the sides are loose, we're gonna take these two Torx bolts out. Use my T25 extension and a ratchet. Pull that out, and pull this one out. And I can just grab the bumper, pull it forward a little bit. There's these two retainers holding this hose going across the front. I'm just going to use some needle nose pliers, squeeze these, release these. Then I'll grab the front of the bumper and pull it off. With the bumper off, we have easy access to the intercooler. The next step, I'm going to use a straight blade screwdriver, take this worm clamp off, or at least loosen it up. Right here. It's good and loose. And also this worm clamp over here. Loosen that up. You can grab these hoses and try to twist them a little bit. Sometimes to loosen up the hose, I can grab a pick tool. Try to work around the hose just to loosen it up a little bit. That'll help to make the hose loose. Okay, so that one's loose. And then this one over here, just like a coolant hose. Sometimes they get stuck to the plastic a little bit. And just work it around a little bit, just like that. I'm gonna take these two Torx screws out. They're a T25. I'm gonna use a T25 socket extension and a ratchet. Take this one out, and take this one out. And I can grab the intercooler, just slide it out. This pipe's still stuck on a little bit. Take my pick, just slide it around. Just wiggle the hose a little bit, and you should be able to get it off. There we go. Carefully, I will slide this one out. Just wiggle it back and forth a little bit. And there it is. Before we reinstall the intercooler, I'm just going to take a rag, just wipe out the ends of here on the hoses, and do both sides, just so we don't get any dirt or dust into the intakes. And then I'll do the same with the intercooler, wipe off the dirt on the outside. And then if there's any dirt on the inside, right here, just wipe that out. If you had a new intercooler, you wouldn't have to do this. You're all set. Now we're going to reinstall this. Just slide this into the hose. Just work it back and forth a little bit. You can hold the hose from the back side when you're pushing it on, just like that. And we'll do the same on this side. Hose started. Once the hose is on, then we'll get this mounting bracket lined up, just like that. Make sure the hose is all the way down. Sorry. And this one, it's kind of hard to see, but down there you can see that the hose is all the way on the intercooler. And we'll take the Torx screws, reinstall these, just snug those down. Same with this one. Snug that down. Then from underneath, I'll take my straight head screwdriver. There is this slot right here so that you can tighten this worm clamp up. There's a little bit of dirt in this worm clamp. Just gonna spray some rust penetrant on the clamp. It's just gonna help me tighten it up. I'll use my straight blade screwdriver and just snug this up. Not too tight, I just wanna make sure it's on there good. That's good. And we'll do the same with this one. Just tighten this one up. Make sure it's on there snug. That's good. You don't want to tighten it too much because the intercooler is plastic, so you don't want to break it. But just make sure it's snug. Now we're going to lower the vehicle. All right, now we're going to reinstall the bumper. Just slide this over here. Make sure that goes under there. Go like that. Same with this side. It goes in position like that. We can put these two Torx bolts back in right there. We're gonna slide this trim out of the way a little bit, and then we'll take this T25 Torx screw. Line that up. Get that started, and we'll take the ratchet and tighten it down. Snug that up. And on the front, there's these two clips. Those are going to slide into those slots. push those in. Take this push pin. This is gonna go in here. That, push it down, lock it in place. There's another push pin that goes right here. Push that down and lock it in place. We're going to connect all these connectors. This connector is going to go to the side marker. Line it up, lock it in. Just like that. And there's this connector is going to go to this driving light or parking light. Lock that in there. It's going to the fog light. Line this up, lock it in place. One more. This goes to the ambient air temp sensor harness. Just plug that in right there. All those are connected. Push this panel back in. Put this cover back on. Just line the slots up. Lock it in. Take these push pins. Sometimes these push pins are kind of hard to put in. You gotta like fold all these down, and then once that's in, push down, lock it in place, or you could screw it down. Same with this one. Get that in position, and push it down, and then we'll do the same procedure for the driver's side. From underneath the vehicle, we'll put these push pins back in. I got new push pins for these. Lock those in place. We're going to install these Torx screws on the two sides. The T25 extension and ratchet. Snug it up. Now we're going to reinstall the grille. You want to align these push clips up at the bottom. There's slots in the bottom that they go into. Lock those in place. They generally go in pretty easily. Then we have push pins. We're going to install those 4 push pins right here.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.